Hey guys, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to my Hyperion progression series. We are currently on part 17 I believe, and we are getting up to a pretty interesting part of the game at the moment. We are reaching some new bosses very soon and we're just going to be working our way towards clearing some new bosses in this part. So quick update first on my links and my legion. That's what I've been working on in the background. I haven't really recorded any of it because it is just training. The first thing I wanted to show is I did hit 3.5k Legion. I'm glad that I did a lot of the Legion coin dailies because it did take like 400 coins or something like that, which is quite a lot. And now we have unlocked 19 characters onto our grid, so we have quite a good amount of space here and our damage grid is looking pretty decent. I maxed out the crit damage, the ID and the boss damage, so then we have a pretty good amount of extra boosts from our Legion grid at the moment, and a little bit of spill over onto buff duration and crit rate as well. To be able to reach 3.5k, I had to work on my links of course, and we have filled up majority of our damage links. You can see here I have a lot of my level 3 links filled out. I also have level 6 mage link and level 6 thief link. And another one that I added up recently was my Cadena. I got it to level 120 and I also have that one completed. I'm only missing a few links right now. One of them that should be replaced is the Hyperion link. I think ideally it's meant to be the Cane link, but I haven't got around to making a Cane just yet. But I think the Hyperion link that gives ID is perfectly fine at the moment. And another one that should get replaced in theory is my Phantoms link because of the crit rate, but I haven't actually sat down and looked at my crit rate just yet. But I believe with all my links equipped, I should be pretty much over 100%, so maybe I don't need the Phantom link and I should replace it with something else. But I'll just keep it in for the time being anyway because I do use it to train. So that's the update on my links and my Legion, and I think that is at a pretty good spot at the moment. I don't need to worry too much about my boss damage and ID, because I believe once I have everything equipped, I'm sitting nicely at over 200 boss damage and 90 something IED, and once I summon out my IED familiars, it should send me to about 93, 94. There we go, 93.9, and I think that amount of ID is already pretty good. There's just one more game that I want to do before I attempt to do normal will, which is going to be the first boss I'm going to try to do in this part, and that is to try to get my first hexamatrix skill upgrade, I suppose. I need to do the daily one more time because I need 50 of the fragments and I believe you get 12 from the daily, and we do need to fill up this energy up to 3 to get the first condemnation boost. So I don't know how long that's going to take me to do, but I will have to do at least the dailies. I'm going to go and do the dailies now and see you guys after I finish that. There we go, finished up our dailies for Cernium. We get our symbols and we also get our daily soul Erda energy and fragments. So we should have enough fragments now, but I don't think I have enough energies. Let's have a look after we open these. So I'm off by about 100 Soul Erda energy, so I will have to go back and train a little bit more just to grab these last 10. I really want to be able to at least unlock my hexa condemnation. This is a pretty big boost, I believe. I believe this is like the first thing I'm meant to unlock anyway as a battle mage. So I'm going to go back and train a little bit more to try to get these last 100 or so Soul Erda energies. And then we'll get this first upgrade. Took a little bit, but we finally got there for the last bit of Soul Erda energy. And we should be able to unlock our first hexa skill, which will be this condemnation node. Just need to pay it, and now we have it unlocked. From my understanding, this is a pretty big boost. I think for most classes, as you unlock the new hexamatrix skills, it's just really big boosts all across the board. And this is my first one, and I'll probably slowly unlock all of these as well, but these are very expensive as well. You can see they take quite a lot of fragments and a lot of Soul Erda, so it's not happening anytime soon, so I'm pretty glad to get my first one unlocked. Now, I think that I actually do already have the damage for normal will. I probably could have done it last time as well, but I wanted to get this just to make sure because he does have a little bit more HP than Lucid. So I'm going to go grab some buffs and then I will give normal will a try. It's going to be the first try on this account and see how far we can go with it. I don't think that the clear is guaranteed. I still think that P3 is a little bit tricky and I don't know if I have enough damage, but hopefully with this new hexamatrix and my 6th job skill, this will be enough. So I'll see you guys in front of Will and we'll see how we go in the boss. Oh, we managed to do it. That was a lot more straightforward, I guess, than I had expected. I was really worried about the DPS requirement going into P3, but it turns out, yeah, they're very forgiving on the P3 webs still, compared to easy. Hard, I don't think I would be able to stay in P3 for as long, but thankfully I managed to get 2 Origins off in P3, and I would like to say it's a pretty comfortable clear. It is a long run, I won't deny that, but it's very comforting knowing that this boss is super clearable. I also realized halfway through the run, I was actually running with my drop gear. I still had my greed pendant and my horntail earrings in, so I had to switch them out in the middle of the fight, but thankfully it didn't make too much of a difference. I remembered before I went to P3, so thankful I remembered before that. Anyway, we got the clear and that's what matters. Now we can break the box and see what we get. So we're hoping for the same thing as for Lucid. We do really want to have Will drop some more droplets. We want, hopefully 2. 2 droplets would be good. I have 334 drop, which is as expected. I have 1% more because I black circed my item drop to 20% instead of 19%. So yeah, we're just really hoping for 2 droplets and we're pretty happy with that. Ooh, ring box and 2 droplets. Okay. Well, we got the important thing, which is the 2 stone cobweb droplets. And this ring box is a nice nice bonus. Wow, that's definitely a good bonus. Let's open it up. Let's see if I'll put the window here so you guys can see it with me this time. And see what we can get. Limit ring. Okay, so not a very useful ring, unfortunately. And, of course, it's a limit ring 3 as well. Unfortunate, but that's okay. We got what we came for, and that was just basically just the droplets, honestly. Now that we can clear Will every week, getting these droplets every week will move us towards closer to our arcane gear. And similar to the Lucid ones, we just want to get enough to buy one of each of the pieces, and we can swap over to the arcane set. Next thing that we have to do, of course, is to sell the crystal, see how much it gives us. It gives us 230 mil. Wow, okay, that's a lot. We are moving our stack very nicely. We are currently at 7 build just about, and there's still quite a few more bosses I haven't cleared yet. Like I said, I do want to try to do some more bosses. Normal Will was the first one on the list. He was, I guess, the easiest one in the sense that he doesn't really move and it's a constant DPS boss, so it works nicely as battle mage. But the next one I want to try to do is normal Gloom. And Gloom is more of a burst-centric boss compared to Will, and even compared to Lucid. You can only hit him in small intervals, so it's not exactly the easiest boss to just keep on hitting. But that is something that I do want to give a try. I might wait until I can get some more buffs and then I'll run to Gloom and see how that goes. I'm not so convinced on Gloom as I was for Will and Lucid, but it's worth a try to see if we can get more tries at the ring boxes and also just to get some more money. Gloom is a straightforward boss, thankfully, so the mechanics aren't too difficult. Another thing that I said that I wanted to try was to do hard Lotus. I don't think that I'll be able to do hard Damien, so I'll probably run normal Damien in just a second. But hard Lotus is something that I do really want to try before the end of the week, before the reset, just to see if it's even possible, because getting that extra try on a pitch boss, hard boss, would be amazing. But I am very low on the damage, and I think that my gear is not quite good enough, which is a shame too, because my title is actually about to run out. So we're about to lose 20% boss and 20% IED, which is really unfortunate. And the Sunny Sunday is on this Sunday, which I will not be able to have at the same time as this title. So yeah, what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly go do Damien, and then we'll see if we can reset and then try to do normal Gloom. Next up, we're gonna try to do normal Gloom. Of course, I'm gonna have to go grab some buffs, and I realized that I actually forgot to grab the event buff for the previous will run, so thankful for that. It's okay that I forgot it, because now that I know that I can do it without the event buff, it does put me a little bit at ease, knowing that I have more than enough damage without these extra buffs. And I'm kinda glad too, because these kinda replace the title when it expires. A lot of the bosses I've done on this channel, I've actually not really bought this VIP buff, and once the title expires, this VIP buff will basically replace it. So I don't feel so bad knowing that the title will expire. It does suck, but we do have somewhat a replacement for it. So I'm going to try to do this boss without the Legion Might and see how it goes. If it's close, I might rerun it with the Legion Mights, but for now I'm going to try to save my coins. We still have some left over from the Sparkling Red, so that's pretty good. That's an extra 20% boss damage. So yeah, we'll just use this and see how we go in normal Gloom. And there we have it, we managed to clear End Gloom as well. Ah, feels so good to get that clear. I mentioned that I didn't have the Legion Might, but I compensated with the Tengu buff that we've done through Threads of Fate, so that made up for the missing damage, but honestly, it wasn't that difficult of a clear in terms of damage. Thankfully, I didn't mess up too many of my bursts. The very first one was quite awkward actually. I didn't know what I was doing. I couldn't put down my altars as Battle Mage, and yeah, it was a bit of a mess, but we got there in the end, and that's what matters. Holy, that's two new bosses that we can do now. One, the upgraded version of Will, and now our first normal Gloom clear on this character. Our first Tenebrous boss. What an achievement. Okay, now we just need to break the box, and yeah, I didn't buy any Legion Lux for this because I was running out of coins, so we'll just pop a wealth coupon, see if we can get some MVPs. I don't think normal Gloom drops anything too important, so I'm pretty happy with just MVPs, and you know, if we're lucky, a ring box as well. We have 244 drop right now. I think I'm missing some from my equips. 284 with the correct drop equips. And there we have it. Another boss down. Nothing interesting drops from normal Gloom, but we do get some more Sparks of Determination, which we will need really far down the track. These are what are needed to make keys to enter Black Mage. So yeah, getting more of these is pretty good. I think normal Gloom gives a fair amount. Usually you only get 3 a day from the dailies, but this one gave us 14, so that's quite a lot of extra sparks we get. Now we can sell the crystal as well. How much does it give us? 400! What? 429? No, I'm just crazy. It was the Damien crystal as well. I was gonna say, there's no way there's gonna be a 400 mil crystal. Okay, normal Gloom gives us 248. That is already an insane amount of money. And now look at that, we're at 7.5 bill after completing a few other bosses. I did do my Damien, like I said. I also did normal Hyperion before, so that's what inflated the crystal. So it wasn't exactly a 400 mil crystal, but yeah, 248 mil. Normal Gloom done, another boss out of the way. Given the speed that I did normal Gloom, I think that if I play really well against hard Lotus, it might be a very close clear. Just thought about it a bit and just thought about my damage, and I think it's going to be really close, and it might be a 30-minute run, and I'm kind of willing to try it. I've said multiple times in the past that the boss gives pitch boss, and it gives a lot of money, and I really want to give it a go, and today is Wednesday, so it's the day before reset. If I can get this clear, it would be amazing, and if not, then I can always just do normal and then call it a day. The damage required for Lotus, for hard Lotus, I think is like 20-something trill, and Gloom has a similar HP. But the problem with Gloom is that we have a 1.5 times multiplier on our damage because it's an arcane boss. And I think that my arcane force was actually enough to give me like a 1.5 times damage boost against Gloom. Which is a problem because for Lotus you don't get that because Lotus is not an arcane boss. However, Lotus is always on the floor for the most part, except when he does a very specific mechanics. I can hit him the entire time, which might be able to balance out the fact that I can only hit Gloom whenever I jump up to hit the eye. Maybe if I play it really well, I might be able to clear hard Lotus. So I'm actually going to give it a try and see how many buffs I can grab around the place. It is a new day, so I should have my Tengu buff back up, and I should go find a 275 chair or something like that to fame, and I have a few buffs in my inventory as well. I should have saved maybe one of the MVP superpowers, but this is what I've got so far. It looks a little bit sad, but I'm hoping to find some more buffs around the place. So I'm going to go grab some buffs, and let's give a go at hard Lotus. So that was not a bad try for a first one. I'm still getting used to avoiding a lot of the mechanics for hard Lotus. There's a lot more debris, so I need to be cleaner with my teleports. I actually decided to play that boss without my teleport mastery or the teleport boost. So this usually lets you teleport a little bit further, horizontally and vertically. But the problem is, I felt like I had more control over my character with a smaller teleport, so I actually had that toggle off, so then my teleport was just a little bit shorter. Two of my lives were actually in a really fail fashion, which I actually can show here. So the platforms are built into two sections, and usually when I try to dodge Lotus's punch, I can just teleport straight up. But when the platforms come down, and if I am on the second floor of the platform and I try to teleport up, it shoots me up like that. So that ended up getting me killed twice, so I have to keep that in mind when I try to use the up teleport trick to avoid the Lotus punch. I think I died at least twice, maybe 3 times to it, so yeah, it's just something I have to keep in mind. It's a bit different playing Battle Mage compared to usual. And unlike in normal Lotus, the lasers will kill you straight up, so I actually do have to dodge as much things as possible to avoid the laser. That being said though, considering how close it is on the timing, I managed to get into P3 with 22 minutes left, and I did about 50% in 12 minutes, which isn't enough to clear at that rate. I have to do a little bit more, and what I'm going to do, which I was going to hold myself up to the challenge to not using, was the guild skills. But seeing how that I can actually realistically clear with the guild skills, and this is just a giant boss to clear in the first place, I'm actually going to pop guild skills for this next run. I'm going to pop up new buffs and everything, and then try again, because I do have the VIP buff and the Tengu going for another 30 minutes. I'm going to refresh all my buffs and going again with guild skills this time and see if I can get the clear, because I do believe the damage is there. I just need to keep in mind some small mechanics that are a bit different for Battle Mage in particular to dodge some things, and I think it is well within my grasp to get the clear. So I'm going to buy some buffs again, and I'm going to try run it back into hard Lotus. So that was a relatively close run as well, in the sense that I do have the damage now that I have the G skills popped in hard Lotus. I believe I made it to about halfway through P3 with about 15 minutes remaining, so that's plenty of time for damage. I just died out of the boss for various reasons. Again, I'm still not that practiced with the class, so I can definitely clean up my mechanics a little bit. A lot of it is just dying to either the lasers, the punches, or the debris, so just like the really small annoying things that just kind of add up throughout the run. And of course, the longer the run is as well, there are some situations where you just can't really avoid it very well, or if you make the wrong play, it's just impossible to avoid. One of the ones that I died to was when I used my E-form to try to avoid something, but it was a very late laser. And while that was going, there was a demolisher on the platform that I was standing on and a bunch of other things. So there's not really much you can do in some cases, but I feel like if I made the right choices at the right time, I probably could have lived either just jumping up and blinking or using my E-form at a different place or something like that. So I'm gonna have to review my boss fight on Hard Lotus and then try again next week. I already cleared normal Lotus because I didn't think I could clear it on the third try, and I really don't want to grief my weekly run, so I just did normal Lotus for the time being, and we'll come back to Hard Lotus the next time. Preferably after 5, 10, 15, I kind of rushed into Hard Lotus hoping to clear it, but yeah, we have a lot of items that are still missing stars, and once we get those 17 stars from 5, 10, 15, we're going to be chilling. The damage is going to be significantly faster, we're going to get out of the boss faster, so that's what we're hoping for. With that all being said though, I think that this video has gone on for quite a while. We did a lot of bosses, just 3 new ones, and we managed to get some pretty good insights. We got our clear on normal will, we got our clear on normal Gloom as well, and we are in the range of getting the clear for H Lotus, so we have a lot of things coming up. We just need to make some more upgrades. We are getting a Sunny Sunday and a DMT quite soon, so that'll be probably when I'd re-attempt Hard Lotus, because I might as well wait for those easy gains and then try the boss again. I look forward to seeing you guys in the next part where we can try to clear Hard Lotus again after making some pretty fun gains. We do have, like I said, the 5, 10, 15 coming up. I do have quite a bit of money saved up. Hopefully by the time that we do the Star Forcing event, I'll have over 10 bill, which should give us a good amount of gains. But yeah, until then though, hopefully you guys have a good day or good night wherever you guys are. And as always, take care, and I'll see you guys in the next one.